So we just got back from town. There's a couple of things that I wanted to go in for. One, I wanted to show Mark some of the plants I've been thinking about putting in the front yard area, which we're still about 2 to 3 weeks away from planting. And we wanted to look at some bare root sales. I think I'm going to hit it really hard with landscaping this year. We usually stop by a place called Habitat. It's Restore. So this is a store. It's like kind of like a thrift store, but for building materials. People donate, some trim, some sinks, some tiles, some cabinets, and sometimes they get donated, when somebody's tearing out a kitchen. Sometimes they have good cabinets. That's what we were in the market for. We're in the market for cabinets. When we walked into that store, we were kind of hoping to get some cabinets that we can just refinish ourselves, like just go in, sand them down, and refinish them. We just wanted good built quality cabinets. Well, when we pulled in, there was a truck and a trailer, and they were unloading cabinets, and we're like, I think those are brand new. We go in, and it's a cabinetry shop. They had cabinets that they built, but they didn't quite fit into this other house. It's pretty exciting. So we were able to get enough cabinetry for Mark's shop and his sink and in his overhead storage. Then we were able to get 2 big cabinets for our battery room, which will hold our jar goods. And we were able to get 2 big cabinets for our kitchenette, which if you've seen the tour of our little cabin, there's not much it needed. This was a really good deal. Everything we got was for $600. And then I started looking around, and I was actually able to find the trim for this shop that's the same color that we wanted. We were able to get a 100-foot roll for $25. And then the sink for this corner of the shop here, this sink we were able to get for $5, and it's just one basin. It's deep. The sink bottom was also a mishap from the cabinets we were doing in the previous house. You have the top cabinet. I think it was $75 that we paid for, and we actually have a cutoff of butcher block that Mark is probably going to stain black that will match our theme here and put in the sink. It's just going to look great. Anyways, I was so excited about this find. We have bought some cabinets, and we really want to get them installed. And there's a lot of things going on in the house right now. And of course, it's small, so it looks cluttered and messy. So I'm going to quickly put everything away. And the boys right now are, Mark and Everest, are taking off the cabinets off the truck.
So this is the cabinets that we picked up the other day. We got these 2. One of these is going to go up here in our jar storage for now. The other one will probably go downstairs in the kitchen. They'll both be up here for now probably, but those are really nice alder doors. Well-built cabinets. They're just really solid, so they're going to be really nice. Can't believe we got such a score. And then this one is a little harder to see, but it's got a little nook and then the upper shelf cabinet, and that's going to go above the sink in the shop. 2 of these, 42 inches long.
Not going to tip the one over.
They're the same alder, and they're full pull, soft close drawers, full depth on all of them. And then we got this Formica countertop, just an 8-foot, inexpensive but nice. So we'll put these 2 cabinets together, and that'll make 7 feet with an 8-foot countertop, and we got some things for that extra foot that we're gonna do. When we bought this property and built this cabin, our entire intention here was just for recreating. So the cabin we built so that we could come up on the weekends for a long weekend or stay a few days if we wanted to, whenever. So our thoughts then were that we wanted all the shelving to be open shelving, less places for critters and bugs and insects and things like that to hide out. We didn't need to keep a lot of items here, but we wanted to keep just the basics so we didn't have to pack as much, as well as things like dried goods that store easily and maybe some jarred goods occasionally, so that all we would have to do is grab fresh produce, clean set of clothes, and come on up for the weekend. Now that we live here full time and the items we need to keep on the shelves is substantially different, it always just looks cluttered and messy because you can see everything and it's not well organized on open shelves.
We have to carry them up the stairs?
No, that's why we're gonna back into by the kitchen, by the porch. We'll back into there and then we can carry it right in. So we'll drive down with this one and see how Mom's doing emptying our shelving. Before we bring them in, we've got to take that shelving apart off the wall too, so. The other thing we did when we built this cabin is we set up the power system to be very much like an RV camp trailer. We installed recessed 12-volt DC lighting and a small 1500 watt power inverter to run the occasional super small appliance now and then. We then mounted a couple of relatively small 12-volt solar panels just to keep the battery charged. When we moved up and installed our solar system, we did install a couple of outlets on the outside of the cabin, as well as 2 circuits inside behind the door. Where these two come together, there's double-sided tape in there as an adhesive, so it's going to be stuck against the countertop. So once I get the last one out, we'll just pull it down and it'll just peel away from up there.
Alright.
We haven't taken the time to retrofit the whole cabin for AC power and replace the lighting. So for now, we just keep a 12-volt battery connected and charged to keep the lights on until we have time for that.
That's the whole reason I told you this.
Yeah.
That looks, it does look nice.
I'm glad it's not at an uncomfortable height like the other one.
Yeah, this will be a little bit lower.
Yeah.
It looks like it's less room.
So the depth is the same.
Uh-huh.
It's just as deep as the other one was,
Yeah.
It's just
but it's shorter.
Oh, it's shorter. That's
Yeah.
what the difference is?
Yeah, we had that one mounted fairly high because we had it like right to here.
Oh.
And so we had it high, and then so this one will sit a little lower. When you get the countertop, it'll just be a little bit lower.
You know that upper white cabinet, can we have it here
Yeah,
instead of the bathhouse?
Bathhouse.
it's fine.
Yeah, we were going to put in
in the
a...
barn.
There's one in the barn, there's another white one in the back seat.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's why you guys haven't been driving.
Yeah, full of cabinets.
It's full of cabinets.
Full of cabinets.
Okay, let's get the other one. That's exciting.
Okay. Because of the limited space inside the cabin, when we moved up here, we put our kitchen setup outside under the lean-to. In the summertime, it's actually quite peaceful to be cooking outside and keep the heat outside of the house. But in the winter, a little bit different story. It's not as bad as you might think, and it's pretty okay with just a light jacket on. But it was never the long-term solution. And we knew that making enough space for a full kitchen would require a lot of careful planning. Well, it's pretty good if you can have it level on the floor, on a floating floor like this. It's like maybe a 16th high right here in the center, and it's sitting. I'm not worried about it. It's gonna be just fine like it is. Besides, we know these are gonna have to come out again when we redo the floor.
Yeah.
And we're not gonna do that until we have a definitive thing. This is really just like a temporary improvement upgrade. So it's gonna work out just fine.
So I could fill them. I could put things in them.
Yeah, because I'm even striking just at the back too, so
That's pretty good. You built this cabin on stilts, so you'd think it would sag or, you know, something.
It would settle and move.
Settle and move, and you just put the cabinets on the floor and it's level. That's really impressive. Mark, that's really, really impressive.
Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Let's see how it is. That's the nice thing about having a magnetic base on this and a steel door. Yeah, about a 16th. About a 16th low at the back. Just barely, so.
That's amazing.
That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
That'll work. I'll take it.
I'll take it too.
Our initial thoughts to add a permanent kitchen were to simply enclose the lean-to and incorporate the space. However, our last 2 winters up here have definitely shown us that it will be no simple task to just close in the lean-to. It's going to definitely require some careful planning. So in the meantime, we thought it might work out nicely to put in a small, functional kitchenette in place of the open shelves and the large steel countertop. So with that in mind, we had decided that we could probably go to the Habitat store and look for some old recycled cabinets that were well built and could be refinished to get us by. We didn't want to spend a ton of money since it was a temporary solution, but we wanted to have something that wasn't going to be purchased and installed and come apart within a year because of poor craftsmanship. So we thought that now that we had the shop pretty close to finished, we could likely pick up some good used cabinets, take them into the shop, and have the space to be able to sand them and paint them without worrying about the finish getting ruined, and then bring them in and install and make a nice little kitchenette. So I'm sure you could imagine our elation when we pulled up and they were freshly unloading brand new cabinets that just didn't fit the space for the new construction. The fact that they were sized well enough for the kitchenette and had cabinets for the shop was just a bonus.
The upper cabinet's a little bit awkward to set into place and hold it level and get everything situated and then screw it in. So the cleat is just there. So what all I have to do is set the cabinet up. The cleat will hold the weight of the cabinet, and all I have to do is just hold it against the wall, and it's going to be level perfectly. And I can adjust it left to right, just hold it against and start screwing it right in, and then it's going to go right in. I don't have to try to hold it level and screw it in at the same time. So it's just makes it a lot easier.
Oh, it is bigger than I thought. I'm so happy about that. Oh, I'm so happy about this.
Can you hand me one of them screws over there? And right there.
That is so nice.
Because of the shiplap,
Uh-huh.
I can see where my studs are.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm putting in long enough screws that I can hit the stud.
man, look at that. Oh, it's got the easy. Hey, I like that. The contrast makes it really nice in here.
It's brighter for sure.
Yeah, look at the way the handles are. The way it's not really level.
No, it's level. The doors aren't adjusted.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna be able to probably fit all these jar foods in there.
If we had wound up finding a set of good cabinets that were 10 or 20 years old and taken out of a remodel and had painted them and refinished them, it would have worked out just splendid and looked great. We never would have imagined to have anything quite as nice as these until we built them ourselves for our permanent kitchen. It was quite the lucky find and such a wonderful upgrade just in time for Mother's Day.